What's up, guys? Our sponsors at MuscleMed sent us their 2-in-1 test-boosting multivitamin Vitamin T. What a great idea. This is something every man should be taking.
Yes, this product really is brilliant. It's no secret that men's testosterone has been taken and beaten over the years. It's got everything you want in a multivitamin, plus the proven enhancement testosterone to make you look and feel your best.
With all the bullshit going on with the demasculinization of men, MuscleMen's is saving men's masculinity. Man up with Vitamin T.
Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You were not rocking out with Iron Man, F.E. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. We're never tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the champ and the tramp, let the bomb blast.
You know why? It's because it looks like you're eating the couch, and it looks like I'm like in a fucking. I'm in like a throne. Roger's ass is inhaling the couch.
Is there any part of you at all that would want to be big? Like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying to get stuff in the top drawers.
Do you think? No. Do you think as an athlete you would be as athletic if you were a big heavyweight?
If I grew up like this, I'd be fucking big dudes up. I promise you that.
Who would you want to be built like? Nagano?
No, I don't. I want to be built like me at 225 pounds. Or
220. Gordon Ryan.
No, I'm not. I don't know if I'm built like Gordon Ryan. You know, whoever my build at 250. Imagine I was fucking your size. Jeez.
Yeah, that's.
God made me small for a reason.
I mean, Nagano's what, 265, and he's probably the leanest guy at heavyweight, right?
I mean, yeah,
the most jacked, or whatever you want to call it, right?
Definitely one of them.
And he's never tested positive for the juice, right? Ever.
But that dude was a sand miner, right? He shoveled sand and salt or some shit when he was his whole life.
I feel like when you grow up humble like that, right? I mean, most people grow up humble, but that's a whole nother level of humble, right? Like he said in his interview that he did with Rogan, he's like, I've been poor. Like I've climbed the mountain. I'm good. I can live without signing he was alluding to he could live without signing a huge contract again, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think that...
he cashed in, that's for sure.
You don't hear McGregor saying that. He grew up poor too, but he doesn't talk like that. He's always looking to make more money.
Yeah, well, that's just his nature, right?
Yeah. He's entertaining as shit, man. He's got some great one-liners. You know how many men died to make this watch? That's one of his best ones.
What?
You know how many died? He pulls the handmade watch out. He goes, you know how many men died to make this watch?
Died? Why? They died.
Just like he's got expensive taste. You know what I mean? That's what he means. So
it was like they make a sweatshop.
No, just he's always been built like that from early on. I think his first line about money, and I forget who he fought, but he won either fight of the night or submission, whatever it was. It wouldn't have been submission of the night, I guess, but probably fight of the night. And he goes, 50 G's, baby! Remember? That was like his first line alluding to money. And
was it?
That I can remember.
Did you write this down in your journal? I'm sure. A buddy of mine, something about a journal. Do you have a journal?
No.
What do you think of the journal?
I have in my notes in my phone. I put notes in for the show. Is that what you call it? I mean, it's kind of a journal.
Isn't a journal like your life? You just write what happened to you and your feelings and all stuff that day?
My daughter has one of those.
That's a diary, right?
Yeah, a diary. Well, same fucking thing.
I guess a journal is a boy. Yeah, right? So that's kind of
my daughter has it in her
gay,
top drawer, and it says, do not open. And I never opened it because I wouldn't do that to her, but... I kind of wonder. I'm like, oh God, is she writing bad stuff about me in there?
Oh, she's not writing about you, dude.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, you think that's a good thing? Journals. If you're, I think if you're like a writer, I think it's a good. I think it's great
if you're not a serial killer. You're not.
What do you mean? Like
documenting your crimes?
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I'm saying you don't have a journal. Do Do any of your friends have journals?
My journal is I talk to God. That's my journal. What's your journal?
No, it's not the same thing.
I understand what you're saying. I don't have a journal.
Yeah, correct. So
my version of it would be just talking to
I
God.
just don't think you have a journal at all.
Correct.
Yeah.
A physical
There's
one.
There's no version of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Well, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Do you know anybody that has a journal? Like, in your friend? Now I found out I do. I have a buddy that has a journal.
Frank, you call him gay?
No.
Everybody's gay to you.
No, I'm just saying. I think that's
good thing, bad thing?
No, it's probably a good thing, right? Writing's
You're
good.
above it. You wouldn't do it. You're above it.
I'm not saying I wouldn't do it. I just don't think I have enough good stuff to write.
I feel like it's a mechanism to let your feelings out and get things off your chest, right? So that's why I said I talk to God, because that's sort of doing the same thing, no?
Yeah, I guess. No, you're right. But I think something about writing something. I know, like, when I do my speeches and stuff, and sometimes, I have stuff that I've had for years that I kind of go back to and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'll have, if I have a new one and I want to change it or add it or whatever, or maybe shape it to more of what the message they want me to send, I'll write it again.
Yeah.
All over again.
Oh,
by hand.
I
And I
do.
think that helps you. I don't know if it helps. It's getting ingrained into your head. So maybe like, if you're a journal, you write it.
Yeah.
It helps. Like, maybe you write down your goals, or you write down your emotions or something. It helps
I
maybe
do have
getting
a
printed better.
I do have a friend. I know that because I went to Lake George. I've known him for 20 plus years, but I went to Lake George with him this year, and he was always the first one up, sitting down on the deck, and he was writing. He's like, I write in my journal every morning. So I do have a friend.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
That's something I feel like I try to do better at that, and like, we got it good, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To have that gratitude is huge. Because everybody, we talked about this before, but everybody has days where you're like, fuck this, man, fuck that, fuck this person, fuck that person.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, you really take a step back. You're like, damn, first and foremost, my kids are healthy.
Yep.
Right? My kids
That's
are healthy.
the most important.
Then I got a wife, a beautiful wife.
Puts up with your shit.
That lets me F. You know what I mean? Right? Yeah. And I'm not ugly. Right? Listen, if you're a guy, listen to me. Yeah. If you're, this is what I've realized. I used to say I'm good looking, but this is what it is.
Your mom.
No,
this
is what it is. I'm not ugly.
Yeah.
And if you're a guy, that means you're good looking.
Yes.
Okay, if you're ugly and you're a guy, you better have money or a hog on you or something. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a guy, you're not ugly, you're considered good looking.
Yeah.
Right? And you add that you're athletic or make successful, good confidence, that does all stuff. But anyway, back to being grateful. So, I'm grateful for a lot of things.
Yes.
And that makes life more enjoyable. I feel like when you're more grateful, it makes life more enjoyable because you just appreciate shit so much more.
Well, I feel like in this society we live in today, right? Like, so much emphasis is put on money and success and material things, right? And it's like keeping up with the Joneses. Your neighbor has a huge boat. You're like jealous, and you want a bigger boat or a better boat, or but if you had a sick child, you wouldn't give a fuck about any of that shit. None of it would matter for 1 second. You wouldn't care. Right. You'd sell it all in a heartbeat. Right. We have that.
Yeah.
So we're rich.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Gratitude goes a long way.
It does. And I would be lying if I said I don't have to be. Today was the day. Actually, the girl reminded me today. She's like, you haven't texted me all day. I was like, just having an off day. She's like, tell me. Girls, tell me. And it's nothing specific. You know what I mean?
You should have just referenced your journal.
Yeah.
You could have told her.
Mic is definitely off. Sorry, guys. We're gonna figure out this mic, but if I sound a little muffled, I think it's the mic. But anyway, and she wrote, well, I wouldn't tell. I was like, listen, I don't feel like talking about it. It's not anything specific. It's just I had a fucking shitty day, So she's like, you can tell me, you can tell. I said, yes, I know I can. If it was something big or a specific thing, I would talk to you about it, but it's not.
You're just in a funk.
Yeah, it's just a funk day. You know what I mean? Everybody has them. And she's like, you know how lucky you are? She wrote a list of things. And I was like, you know what? You're 100% right. You made me feel better just saying that. So
what was the list?
You want me to read it to you? I'll read it to you. I'm not scared.
You have a beautiful girlfriend. She likes to cook.
Why? Everything is good in your life. You are healthy. Your family is healthy. Your kids are happy and healthy. And you have a nice car, a motorcycle, a nice house.
Wow.
You don't struggle. You have nothing to be upset about. You are making up false scenarios in your head, I think.
You struggle with sit-ups, probably.
And before that, I just wrote, nothing happened per se. It's just life. I'm fine, is what I wrote.
You should say, I'm grateful.
Yeah. So I did. I wrote, I did.
You could. That's how good we have it. You could be a little bitch about nothing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And
That's how good we have it.
And I readily admit I was a little bitch today over nothing.
I'll definitely. I just want to admit it.
Yeah. No, we are 100% blessed, you know, for experiences too with our kids. You know, we both get to spend a lot of time with our kids, and to me, that's the most precious commodity on earth. It sounds corny to say it. I know it sounds corny as shit, but I really do mean it. Like that's my favorite place to be, is hanging out with my kids.
Bro, I had such a good, it was kind of a tradition in our house. I take all the kids shopping for mommy.
That's awesome.
That's the only person I have to get, because my wife does everything else.
Yeah.
And I always do it last minute, because that's just how we do it.
Where do you go?
The mall. The mall,
yeah.
you know. And I usually get her other stuff. This is kind of just for the kids to do it, and some miscellaneous stuff. And I'll just torture the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. We're going down this side of the mall. I'm like, we're going to go all the way down the other side. I'll walk out. I'm like, oh, where are we going? Oh, my God, we're getting a coffee. Call back in. And
because they don't want to be
fighting
there?
the whole time. Yeah, they want to. They're like, let's go. And I'm just, having fun with them. But
That's great.
It's cool. And as they're getting older, it's funny,
And I hate to say it, pal, I don't want to burst your bubble, but you're well aware you don't have that much longer. Your oldest is probably going to be away at college in, another 4 or 5 years?
You never know. We'll see how the whole college shit.
I'm sure he'll come home, so maybe it will be a tradition. He'll come home for Christmas, so keep it alive.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But there'll be a point, there will be a point where they want to hang out with their girlfriend, probably over hanging out with
Listen,
dad.
if I'm paying for their bills, guess what? I can tell them what to do.
Yeah,
Drop
true.
down and give me 20. That's what I can do anytime I want.
True,
you know what I'm saying?
True.
And I don't give a fuck if they're 18. If I pay for something for you, you're my slave. But you're not really a slave because I pay you.
Who's your child that, I don't want to say gives you the hardest time, that would be the most rebellious, would bark back a little bit? Tino, gotta be.
No, it's Frankie. I mean, it's probably between Frankie. I don't know, man. Honestly, all of them have their moments.
Really? Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Really? I don't think I've ever seen you raise even an eyebrow to V, but I've definitely seen you raise an eyebrow to Tino and Francesco.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
A little bit older, they're boys,
Yeah.
Kind of rule with an iron fist a little bit.
I agree.
But not really. It's all empty threats.
Yeah.
I threaten the shit out of them. Never do nothing.
Yep.
But now it's great because now they're both wrestling. I was in the room today at the high school practice and then the club practice, and I get my hands on them. I'm like, this is legal abuse.
I know the answer to it, but it's just for conversation purposes because people don't know. But do you raise your voice and scream when their friends are over?
I am myself.
Yeah, exactly.
When anybody's over.
Yeah, you are 100% yourself. So I don't normally yell at my kids, but I do when it's necessary, right? I definitely will when it's necessary. They had a friend over a couple weeks ago. Obviously, won't say any names or anything like that, but they had a friend over who has been around a billion times and never seen me raise my voice at my kids, ever. Not one time. She's literally been at my house a million times. My kids have been at her house. I know her really well. But my kids got in a little bit of trouble. They did exactly the opposite of what I said to do. I was, with them all day, took them out, and got back to my house. They asked if their friend could come over, and I said, sure, it's a school night because it was a Sunday, but she can stay till like 7 o'clock, And I just spent the whole day with them, doing things with them and taking them places and stuff. So I was like, all right. So I get home, and they want to play hide and seek in the house, right? My house is not that big, right? It's not the best hide and seek house, but I just said, listen, guys, because I'm kind of a neat freak. I was like, no going in the closets, because every time you go in the closet, you destroy the closet. Like there's like the spare bedroom closet has liquor on the floor, and they kick them all over and they spill, or if they go hide in their closet, they knock all the shoes off the shoe rack or in my closet, or something always gets broken, right? So I just said, no hiding in the closets.
That's definitely like a gay guy thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Stuff with the closet.
Yeah. Way to grind the show to a halt again. Anyway, so I said, no going in the closets, no messing the house up. Other than that, do your thing. So they turn all the lights out because they want to play hide and seek in the dark, right? And they get flashlights, right? So I'm listening, and within the first second game, maybe they're playing, I hear liquor bottles, ting, 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 closet doors opening, stuff dropping on the ground and stuff. So I go in the spare bedroom. The friend is in the closet, and I nicely said, come on, you're not supposed to be in the closet. And then Monty is wedged in behind the bed and the wall and can't get out and is like in pain, like, I can't get out. And she was kind of faking it, right? Like I knew she was faking it. I'm like, get out of there. I told you not, like raising my voice, right? Well, I guess the girl got a little startled because never seen me raise my voice and had like a moment like where she needed to like call her mom. And I was like, oh my God, was I like in the wrong because I yelled at my kids? But I'm thinking about it. I'm like, fuck no, I'm being myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, some people deserve to get yelled at.
Yeah. And it's pretty rare I yell at them, but they definitely got yelled at because they did exactly the opposite of what I said to do,
No, for sure. Yeah, my kids' friends are all used to me at this point now.
Yeah, I've seen you bug out with them here. Nobody says shit. They just all act normal. Nobody even looks surprised.
No, yeah.
And you get heated like you get animated like I do,
Yes, they all deserve it sometimes. No, my kid has a good group of friends, feels like. Seems like.
Yeah, they do. Sorry, I'm cutting you off.
Yeah, no.
Did your mom or dad believe in like spanking you and stuff?
We talked about this.
Yeah, I can't remember your answer though.
Yeah, we get roughed up a little bit,
My mom would spank us as kids for sure. Now, I don't know what age it went up to, but we definitely got spanked and spanked pretty good. I've never yet ever spanked my kids one time, so I don't know. Am I less of a parent? Because I don't think my mom was wrong for spanking us.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just different times, I guess. I mean, your mom's a woman, You're a fucking giant,
Yeah,
right?
Well, typically, where I grew up, it was the dad would be the disciplinarian.
Yeah,
but my
right.
dad was
Dad
always
with the belt.
My dad was always working. He was
I was
always at
shook,
work.
Daddy. I was shook. I'm gonna call your father. No.
Yeah, your dad. Your dad was a disciplinarian.
Yeah. I'm like, don't call him. I'll be good. I'll shut up. I'll stop. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how most kids are.
It's
Your kids all believe in, well, no, obviously, probably not your oldest. Probably not. Probably maybe your youngest, I guess. Believes in Santa still?
my daughter plays along, I feel like.
Yeah. Never has had a conversation about it?
Nah, not really. I mean,
Mine did this year.
Yeah.
Mine straight up said to me, my oldest, my 9-year-old said, Daddy, is Santa real? Because I know the answer. Don't lie. She knows, like, I won't lie to her. She knows that, right? And sometimes I'll refuse to answer because I don't want to answer. I'll be like, I'm just going to plead the fifth. I don't want to answer. But she said, I know the answer and don't lie to me. So I was like, all right, well, you figured it out on your own, but do not ruin it for your brother because your brother definitely still believes. And she said, all right. And it was kind of a cool year this year because, we still do the elves on the shelf. And, obviously, if you don't believe in Santa, you don't believe in the elves either. So she would get up at like 10:30 at night with me and help me move around and come up with ideas, and we do all kinds of.
That's cool.
So it was kind of a cool experience because Grayson would be sound asleep, and we move around, and she'd be part of it with me. So it's like making memories,
Yeah, for sure. My daughters, we did the Elf on the Shelf, but yeah, I think she plays along.
Yeah.
She's not. I mean, our gifts. The gifts keep coming. She keeps finding the gifts as they get shipped on Amazon. She keeps finding them. So she,
Right.
But I think she knows if Renee gets
she
a kick
said,
out of it.
because we went to Jerry's, right? They had the Christmas party. Jerry played Santa.
Yeah.
And my daughter said to me, V and I were embarrassed because we knew it was her grandfather.
Yeah, well, I hope so. He smelled like Ben Gay.
Oh my God, listen to this. I got a story about smelling like. So I stopped at the bank today, right? My kids always get a bunch of checks from uncles and aunts and my dad and stuff, and I always just put it in their savings, right? So I stopped by the bank today, and there was a girl there, waiting on me behind the counter, and she says, she's like writing it out, and she looks up, she goes, did you just get a tattoo? And I was like, do I know her from somewhere? Because I had a sweatshirt on. You couldn't even tell I had a tattoo. So in my head, I'm like, do I know her? Did we go to the same tattoo place? And I was like, no, I haven't got a tattoo in a while. She goes, you smell like a fresh tattoo. in my head, I'm like, do I fucking stink? Like, what is a fresh tattoo smell like?
I know you smell like. You smell like Vaseline, bro. You smell like Vaseline. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
What were you doing on your lunch break, buddy?
Should I have been offended?
What were you doing on your lunch break? You smell like Vaseline and pain.
I just left the Hotel 6 when you were sleeping when I left.
Oh, goodness. Wow, that's funny. You smell like a fresh tattoo.
Yeah, it was the first time I've ever heard that in my life. Smell like a fresh tattoo.
Smell like
You smell like the 4th of July.
what was your favorite Christmas movie growing up?
Gotta be what, A Christmas Story, right? With the kid that gets the BB gun.
I think so.
Gotta be that. Yeah. What's his name? Was that
Christmas Story.
Yeah, what's the kid's name? He's
You're gonna shoot your
not Snyder.
eye out.
Huh?
Ralphie.
What's
yeah.
his name though in real life?
Oh,
I can't think of it. Not Snyder. I'm thinking of Rob Schneider. It's not obviously not Rob Schneider.
well, anyway, that one, Elf's pretty good too.
Elf. Yeah, Elf was
Funny,
great.
funny.
Yeah.
Die Hard, Lethal Weapon.
Well, you call that a Christmas movie? I mean, it had the
they
Christmas
try to say that.
vibe, but is it a Christmas movie?
No, but
No.
I mean, I can still. It's a manly Christmas movie.
If you're calling that a Christmas movie, you got to call Home Alone a Christmas movie.
Well, obviously, Home Alone's a Christmas movie. What the
Well,
fuck are you talking about?
Not really
How would that not be a
Christmas movie? It's just around Christmas time.
Okay, fair
It's about
enough.
a kid that gets
Yeah,
left
yeah,
home
yeah,
alone.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's not really about Santa.
No, you're right. You're right.
So
Yeah. But yeah. What else? What are other good Christmas movies?
I don't know. What would be your favorite?
Scrooge.
Christmas
You ever see
movie?
Scrooge? That was good.
The old one?
with Bill Murray.
Oh yeah, that Bill Murray's great.
Yeah.
What's the old black and white one?
The one with like.
A Wonderful Life.
Ghost of Chris. Oh yeah. What is it?
Oh, A Wonderful Life.
No,
Wonderful
no, the
Life.
Ghost of Christmas Past. That's that's the Scrooge story or whatever.
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol. Yeah. Yep.
yeah. And they do a Muppets Christmas Carol, some shit.
Yeah.
Christmas is a business.
Christmas has become a business. I had a little talk with my kids on the way back to their moms. I said, "Don't forget what today's about." And
What was it about?
No.
What's today about?
obviously, it's a religious holiday. It's about
What?
Jesus.
It's actually a pagan
Jesus
holiday.
when Jesus was born. Pagan holiday.
Yes, it is.
Explain.
Look it up.
Okay, explain.
No, it's a pagan holiday.
Okay, I'm asking.
What do
Explain.
you mean? Do you know what you know what that means? Like pagans
Yeah,
are
they're
like,
them are the Hell's Angels. Don't get on.
no, like they're I guess multiple gods.
Yeah.
Pagan religions, multiple gods. I think something like that.
Okay, but
And yeah, it's really comes from. That's what they say. This is rumors or not rumors. Suppose it's a pagan religion, or a pagan holiday rather. And
what is Kwanzaa?
did you send me that thing?
The White House posted Happy Kwanzaa to everybody.
No, did you send me the thing about Kwanzaa?
I know the guy
that
sent it to you.
started the guy that
But
created
everybody was
Kwanzaa,
writing under it. This is a fake holiday.
I know,
I'm
yeah.
like,
The guy, let me.
okay, go
The
ahead.
guy, I thought you sent it to me. That's why I said it. But
No.
I said something. The guy that created it it was a bullshit holiday. He said he said it was from an African holiday because he knew if he said it was an American holiday, black people wouldn't follow it. And I forgot what else. I don't know if I can look for it. Yeah, but it was.
What does it celebrate?
It said nothing. It's just he said he knew he made it around Christmas just because there's another thing.
Oh, it has no meaning?
You didn't send it to me, you sure?
No, I just saw the White House posted Happy Kwanzaa, and I read I told you, I always read the White House comments because they're fucking hysterical. And everybody was writing underneath, this is a fake holiday, fake-ass holiday. And I'm like, I don't know enough about it.
Damn, dude.
Excuse me.
Who sent that to me?
Andrew, can you pull up Kwanzaa? Or we move on to
No, it's
a new topic? Do you know what Krampus is?
I thought that's a different holiday, right?
No. It's German folklore. I don't know. It dates back to like the 1800s, but it's about a underworld demon, I guess, with cloved feet and horns, goat horns, and it's essentially, it's essentially the I guess the evil version of Santa that takes kids that act badly and beats them with a birch branch and it wears a pack on its back, and it will take some children and either take them to hell or take them back to, its demon land, I guess, the underworld, and eat them.
I've kind of heard something.
I think it's still celebrated, if you will, in the streets of Austria and Germany.
Really?
Yeah.
Celebrated?
There's actually a movie made about it, not like a modern movie.
A modern movie?
A
horror, right?
Yeah, it's a horror.
I think it's called Krampus, right?
I think it's Krampus, and it's got that stand-up comic in it. I can't think of his name.
This is bothering me, dude. I don't know how I saw this.
But they're kind of scary looking. Like, I could see where it would terrify a kid. The people that dress up as Krampus. The name's derived from the German word Krampen, which means claw. He's the son of Hel, or H-E-L. How do you pronounce that? Hel?
H-E-L?
Yeah.
Hel.
It's a woman.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
She's the Norse god of the underworld. But I didn't tell my kids about that because my son is like into like scary shit, but then sometimes you don't want to sleep in his own bed, so I'm like, stop watching that shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to find something. I'm kind of distracted.
That's all good.
This doesn't say. It says those of holiday season, Christmas and New Year's became a trio with the addition of something called Kwanzaa. Yeah, no, this is all. I don't know. Oh yeah, okay. Why is a day invented in 1966 by a rapist? But yeah, who ran a black separatist group, is considered by some as a holiday on par with Christmas, Hanukkah, or New Year's. Yeah. The name Kwanzaa was a phrase of Swahili.
It doesn't say Hanukkah, you idiot. This is Chanukah.
Yeah.
Well, some claim that Kwanzaa is a holiday observed all over the world. Kwanzaa is exclusively an American holiday.
Correct.
Oh, wow. It's not celebrated. Wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of
Kwanzaa runs from December 26th to January 1st. It's supposed to be a week-long holiday honoring African culture and traditions, but it is tainted by its founder and original purpose.
Yeah.
The man who created the holiday, go ahead, venture a guess.
Maulana
Karenga described the 2019 celebration as an all-season celebration and practice of the good. Sounds like he wasn't good,
The statement is that Maulana Karenga is anything but good. He's convicted in 1971 of torturing 2 women who were members of U.S. United Slaves, a black nationalist cult he had founded.
See, that is the key word there. Convicted.
What does that mean?
Because you see these articles all the time, and it says alleged charges or charged with or convicted is a big difference. That means he stood trial, and there was enough evidence found against him that he was convicted of the crime.
Yeah, so it's a fugazi type thing. But does anybody? I don't know anybody that celebrates Kwanzaa. Do you?
I just saw the White House posted it today, and
Did they really?
And I was looking at the comments because I told you I get such a kick out of the comments under. There's not one positive comment ever, literally ever. And I was reading a few of them, and just everybody kept calling it a fake ass holiday. And I'm like, I don't even really know what Kwanzaa is. So thought I would ask you.
How about Festivus?
Women describes 2 days
of Festivus.
Women describes of 2 days of torture. So that's the women that the guy tortured.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Do you know Festivus?
Festivus for the rest of us?
Yeah. Right. That's Seinfeld. Seinfeld.
Airing of the grievance.
That show. That's one of the best shows on TV.
It's coming back. It's coming back, buddy.
Coming back.
Isn't Seinfeld coming back with new episodes?
What?
They were talking about it.
What?
Thought I heard that. Maybe not.
That'd be awesome. He ain't gonna do that, man.
No, probably not.
He's got like a 20-year-old wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does this guy think he is, Roger Matthews?
What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't get
You're
that.
old. You're old, and
I'm not into young chicks.
well, I mean,
They're all young compared to me, but not that young.
Kind of young.
Oh, best toy you ever received as a child. Obviously not as an adult. What's the most memorable toy you received?
I think, honestly, the one I was thinking of this. The first Nintendo.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first Nintendo.
Roughly.
Got the shooting the duck hunt.
The duck hunt.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I was like 88.
88. Bringing 88 back.
Yeah.
Mine, I don't know what age I was, maybe 9 or 10. But I asked my dad for a big red 3-wheeler. You know what those are? Like 200cc, the old trike style.
Yeah.
And he got it for me. And I remember on Christmas Eve, like begging my dad. I was like, if you got it for me, can I just have it tonight? Could you just give it to me tonight? And he called his brother, my Uncle Everett. And Uncle Everett drove it over in this fucking snowstorm.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like fucking over the moon ecstatic, bro. Never got off that thing. That's probably part of my love and the reason I love going quadding with my kids is because a big part of my childhood, you know, and I had so much fun doing it. My son's definitely got the bug. My daughter likes it, but she could half the time she'd be like, you know, I'll just stay home. But my son's always like, quad, let's go.
Yeah.
And I love it. Makes me excited, you know, because I remember being that excited. I have a couple memories about Christmas as far as gifts go. That was definitely by far blew every other gift I ever got away. But I remember when I was a little older, my dad bought me my first rifle. It was over under 20 gauge on bottom, 22 Magnum on top, so you could deer hunt and bird hunt at the same time. You know, if you saw a bird, you could shoot the bird with the 20 gauge, or you could put buckshot down there and also hunt deer. But you had the 22 Magnum on top, which is not probably the preferred rifle to hunt deer with, but you could definitely kill a deer with a 20. It's legal to, you know, shoot a deer with a 22 long rifle. It's a small caliber. That was one of my favorite gifts. Not even close, not even on par with the 3-wheeler, not even close. But I also remember one Christmas morning, my dad was drinking a Budweiser, and it was sitting next to his recliner. Again, I don't remember how old I was. I'll venture a guess and say 8, 9, 10. And I remember walking over and picking it up, and my dad looking at me, and I looking at my dad like, you know what I mean, smiling. He's like, go ahead. And I remember taking a sip of a beer, and I was like, it was gross, obviously, but I remember like, I'm a fucking man now. I took a drink of a beer. You know what I mean? I'm a man. I'm going to tell all my friends I had a sip of a beer, you know.
When's the first time you got drunk?
First time I got drunk. I don't know. Oh, I remember. My parent, and again, you have to remember, I would never do this shit around here, but growing up in the sticks, your parents back then were a lot more lenient with giving you free reign. Because everybody, like people here have shore houses, right? Where I grew up, everybody has a camp. They call it a camp on a lake, on a river, whatever. Well, there was, somebody had a camp on this river, which most people have it on a pond or a lake, but this river that was, you could only access it. And it was like a bare basic camp, like a hunting camp, which would be bare basic. Outhouse, probably no running water, just like bunk beds, you know what I mean? And they just use it to hunt deer. Well, a couple of my friends had said, hey, we're going in, we're going to spend the night in there. We're going to ride quads in. And I begged my parents, like, let me go with them, let me ride the quad in. And it was in the middle of nowhere. They're like, yeah, go ahead, you know what I mean, whatever. So it was a couple mile ride in there on this woods road to get in there. And I just remember we were bringing all this beer, like tons of beer. We had like cases of beer. And I remember it was maybe like 5 of us that went in, and it was a tiny little cabin. Like we barely had enough room to like, you know, sleep. But we just stayed up all night drinking beer. And I remember I drank 18 beers.
What? First time ever?
No, not ever. But this is the first memory I have of getting drunk. And I drank 18 beers in like probably.
You throw up?
Nope, never threw up. Yeah. And
18 beers, dude?
18 beers.
How
yeah,
long?
Yeah. Oh, all night long. I mean, we probably started drinking at 4 in the afternoon and drank till 4 in the morning, you know?
Yeah, still.
Yeah.
A lot.
But,
How old were you?
Teenager, early teenager, maybe 15, I don't know, 14 maybe.
Yeah, one of the first, I don't know if it's the first time, probably one of the first times. Not the first time I had alcohol, probably the first time I got drunk. We were fucking right down the street from my parents' house. This kid had like a detached garage, and above was like his dad's like, you know, hangout room, pool table, and there was, you know, liquor in there, so we were fucking slamming beers. And then I remember slamming beers, and then so now I'm getting, you know, feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
We're drinking cold beers, and then we found his gin. His gin. We're like, yo, gin and juice, yo, gin and juice. And we remember ripping on dirt bikes, and we're fucking had the it was Tangeray, I think.
Yeah.
And I took a sip of it. I'm like, oh! I threw the bottle on the ground. I'm like, holy shit! It tastes like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was fun, dude.
I remember we would stay when I was a kid. again, I think about this shit now. Like, I would let my kids do this at their age now because I was about their age when I was doing it, and I'm like, no fucking way. But again, different area, you know. But my parents would always let me stay out at their camp on the lake because we have the only access to it. There's nobody out there. It's literally desolate. You know what I mean? But occasionally they would say, oh, you know, you can stay out there. Your whoever, your buddy Todd wants to stay out there with you. That's fine. We would get in the canoe at like midnight. Canoe across.
Wait, you and your buddy Todd?
Yeah. We'd get in the canoe. We'd hold hands.
Okay.
You know. Skinny dip together. We'd
moonlight.
skinny dip. You could make anything gay.
But I just said you and your you made it gay.
And
I said you and your friend
Did
Todd.
I stutter?
went
Did
in
I
the thing.
stutter? Did I stutter? It was pretty clear.
I just did.
So we would canoe all the way across the lake, which is probably 3/4 of a mile, to an old rundown camper that somebody had abandoned over there, and we would steal the liquor out of it that somebody left. And like you said, it was like Tanqueray.
Yeah.
It was the grossest liquor
Dude.
you would ever think. And people had abandoned it; they didn't even want it. It was probably 15 years old,
Bro.
You know what I mean? And we would take sips out of it and drink it and think we were drunk, but we probably weren't even drunk.
Dude, my buddy.
And then we would have sex.
Wow, this guy. That's. I mean, you're drinking an old ass.
I just said it before you could say it.
Wow. I remember my buddy Zeller. You know Zeller?
Yes,
Yeah.
Dave. Yeah.
His mom. Parents got divorced, and I guess the mom got all like the dad's. He had like old ass like whiskey from like Canadian whiskey, like old ass like collector shit.
Old man shit, yeah.
Collectors, and we would fucking rummage through that thing.
Oh, God.
And I would just, I would no chasers,
Yeah, chug it.
warm.
Yeah, that's
Oh
gross.
man.
But
Now
again,
I'm
it's like a
such
rite of
bitch.
passage, right?
Yeah, I don't want my kids to do any of that.
You don't think they do it?
Right now, no.
No.
I mean,
You don't think so, really?
I don't want to be naive. My oldest, he's about to be 15. I mean, by that time, I was pretty well versed.
Yeah. You don't think your 15-year-old has partaken in any of that behavior at all?
I don't think so.
Really? See,
Yeah.
I think he's a really good kid, but I think he's probably had a night or two where he's had an experience at his buddy's house or something. Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's still a freshman.
Maybe he's doing it here with his friends. You don't know.
No.
Listen, I'll tell you what I did.
Definitely not.
I'll tell you what I did. For sure. My sister and I would do it. Is we would drink liquor out of my parents' liquor cabinet and put food coloring
Yeah, no, hell no.
and fucking water back in it.
My parents were on top of that shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't play
I'm
with
sure
that.
that, twice a year my
But I
dad
remember
poured himself
like,
a drink.
when they used to have like parties and like barbecues.
Yeah.
I would like get coolers and like hide them in the bushes and
Yeah,
then later
yeah.
at night.
Yeah.
Remember wine coolers?
There
Were wine coolers right back then.
We had something called Boone's Farm when I was a kid.
Bro, hell
You
yeah.
know what Boone's Farm is?
What?
It was like
What?
$3.99
Hell yeah.
a bottle for a
Yeah.
bottle of wine.
Fucking bottle of Boone's, bro. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Strawberry fucking peach or some shit.
And I'll tell you what was popular when I was young was Kahlua. And
Kahlua?
or coffee brandy, which Kahlua is like
Can you say that again?
Kahlua. You know what that is? Isn't it like
Isn't
a
that
brand?
weird?
Isn't it Kahlua?
Kahlua.
What am I saying?
I don't know, like you say kind of got some. You sound like you got Todd's.
Kahlua. How do you say it? How do you say it?
Kahlua.
Am I saying Kahlua? Am I saying it wrong?
Kaloa or Kaloa?
I'm not saying Kahlua. I'm saying Kahlua.
Kalor. You're saying like fucking Kalor. It's Kahlua.
Kahlua. Okay, Kahlua. All right, maybe I'm saying it wrong. All right. Anyway, that was like everybody drank that when I was a kid, and I remember drinking so much of it.
Coffee and Kahlua. they
To
put
this
in.
day, I won't even taste that stuff. It makes me sick. The smell of it. It's gross.
Black House. Remember Black House?
Vaguely.
It was a schnapps, like a blackberry or raspberry schnapps.
You remember?
You ever heard black? Oh, dude, I broke my ankle on it.
Really? You
I
remember?
was hammering on it, and supposedly kids were like, we're gonna come to the house and fight.
Uh-oh.
And I ran out the house. Go to here. I ran out the house and I fucking tripped it. No one was there, and I broke my ankle.
You just did that a couple like 2 years ago on your own porch here.
I didn't break my ankle.
No, you fucking damn near broke your shoulder. You smashed it into
My
the
knee,
outlet.
my
Your
knee,
knee.
my
Your
knee,
knee,
yeah.
How about Zima? You remember Zima?
Yeah, the clear.
It was clear. Yeah, it was like smeared
how
off
about this?
ice.
How about Cisco?
Cisco? Yeah.
That would get you. That was like pretty much what?
Yeah.
18%, 20%.
Yeah.
Could slam them.
I remember being at a party one time, Actually, before I started dating this girl was. You ever have a girl that you dated when you were young that was like the love of your life when you were young, before you knew what love was? This girl was that one.
The first one.
But before we started dating, I was hanging out in her pool house. A bunch of us were, and somebody
Pool house,
showed
like a swimming pool.
Yeah,
or,
yeah. Her family did pretty well for themselves. But anyway,
in her pool house.
In her pool house, but
What do you mean?
a bunch of us. It was a house
with a pool. I got you.
There was a little house, like a changing house to change your clothes and your bathing suit and stuff. Might even had a bathroom next to the pool. What do you call it?
No. When you said the pool house, I thought you meant like shooting pool first.
No. No, we were all hanging out behind her house in the pool house, a bunch of us.
I got you.
And someone, I don't know who it was, one of her friends, because she was from a couple towns over, had Everclear.
Oh God,
dude! I thought I was gonna die.
Did you ever? That's.
I was like, I can drink anything. Somebody gave it to me, and I took it. It took my breath away. I couldn't catch my breath.
Everclear's not. It's to put into jungle juice and shit.
Oh, bro,
then you
horrible.
can't taste it. You know what I mean?
Dude, I was like, yeah, give me some. I'll drink that. And I think I just took a big swig of it. It wasn't like a homemade bottle. It wasn't even like.
That's the roughest.
Bro,
shit,
it took my breath away.
It's like gasoline.
Yeah, it was basically gasoline.
That's rough.
Yep, it was horrible.
Did you get like hammered drunk? Have you ever been hammered drunk?
I
mean, a couple times in high school and a couple times in college.
Yeah,
I was throwing up like crazy.
The drunkest I ever got was with my dad. Drunkest I've ever been in my life, and I'll never do that again ever. And as an adult, out drinking, I'll never get sloppy ever. I'll never, because I hate the way people look that are sloppy and. You know, you can't defend yourself. I always feel like you're a target if you're sloppy because you're going to bump into somebody and some dude's going to be like, oh, this big motherfucker's drunk. I'm going to smoke it. I'll never, ever be like that, right? But I remember going to Austria with my dad right when my dad was getting divorced. And every year, him and my mom would go on a trip somewhere together. And it would always be like a really nice trip somewhere. Well, he was going through a divorce, so he took me one year. He took my sister one year on like a cruise, and then the next year he took me to Austria. And it was my senior year.
That's cool as shit, dude.
It was my senior year of high school. Bro, listen, my dad's like Mr. Responsible. My dad is always like do the right thing, doesn't really cuss, like very God orientated and stuff, but he was getting a divorce, bro, and he was going through hell.
Let's get over, son.
In Austria. Hammered with my dad in a strip club. It was the fucking best thing ever, bro. Hammered in a strip club. My dad's talking to whores and shit. I'm like, this is my old man, That's cool. I've never seen him act like that ever. And he don't act like, it was about 6 months of his life that he went a little crazy, right? Yeah. But we happened to be in Austria. We were drinking every night because you can drink at 18 over there, and I was 18. Yeah. So the first night we got there, I was with my cousin, who set all kinds of drinking records his freshman year of college. Like, he still to this day holds like the funnel record, how many beers you can funnel.
What record?
Yeah, they have, like a fraternity. They have like a funneling record.
Really? Wow.
He funneled like 21 beers in like 2 hours or something.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. They called him the Power Pig. That was his nickname in college, right? So anyway, I was drinking with him, and I like looked up to him. I was like 18. He was probably, I don't know, 25 or something, and he was just a party animal, And I'm trying to keep up with him. Wrong move, dude. So the day we landed in Innsbruck, we went straight down to the pub, and I got absolutely wrecked. My dad, I think, went back to the room a little early because the next day we had to get up early and go ski the glaciers. Like, the next day was a big glacier skiing experience. I missed it, bro. I was so looking forward to it, I couldn't get out of the bathtub. I vomited all over myself.
Shit yourself.
I don't know if I shit myself, but it's possible. I might have shit myself. I definitely puked all over myself. My dad...
What's up, guys? Make sure you find and follow us on Rumble. We're really trying to push the Rumble. It's got a great platform. I think you really like us on there. At Champion and Tramp. Make sure you follow us.
Let's get ready to...
Rumble, young man, Rumble.
Oh, no. No, we were in like a 5-star... I remember what happened. We were like in a 5-star hotel. I went into the tub fully clothed, turned it on, and it overflowed. And my dad's beating on the fucking door because I was like passed out. I wondered I didn't drown. Water's like running under the door and shit, and he was mad as hell, right? And it was like, I remember it was like all mahogany, the room. They didn't even have TVs in the room. It was so nice, right? It was like the whole thing was like mahogany. I don't even think there was a place to put a TV. It was like old school, right? Yeah. So anyway, he got all pissed off at me, and I literally never got out of bed the whole next day. I couldn't get out of bed. It was the drunkest.
Did you throw up the night before?
Oh, bro, I puked until I had just bile coming out at the end of it.
One time we all skipped school, or no, we just, the wrestling team had a day off. We just all got hammered, like hammered. like dumb hammered, like at 10 o'clock in the morning, where I'm in the Eastover in the middle of the woods, like throwing up, you know, and I forgot I ate pasta, right? I ate like red sauce, so I'm throwing up. And
You think it's blood?
I'm like, oh my god, I'm bleeding, I'm throwing up blood. That's fucking crazy. Like I don't know how the hell I got home.
There's no worse feeling than that, man. When you get that drunk, where you're like, I probably needed to go to the hospital and get like an IV to rehydrate because I was that hammered. I'll never forget how I felt, dude.
College a couple times got me there. And I've definitely thrown up like since then, you know, have been. I've never like where it's like like I'll throw up once or twice or get up in the morning and be like, what? And then I'm good.
I almost never get hungover now. And
Yeah,
I could drink a lot.
Me neither.
but
Honestly, I drink those LMNTs. I think that helps.
I remember to always, no matter where I'm at, I always remember to like order water every couple.
Salt.
Yep, salt
in the water,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even really get headaches. Even
No, I
headaches.
haven't either. Honestly, though, you don't drink a lot, and I really don't drink a lot. That's
No.
what it is. You know, if I started doing shots and shit, which I don't even do shots anymore, really, that'll get you there.
Yeah, no. But I date a drink pusher and a food pusher. She's Italian. So if you're out, she's like, drink, come on, drink. And then you'll get home at 3 a.m. Let's have a drink. I'm like, I don't
What, at
fucking
3 in
want to
the
drink
morning?
anymore. Yeah.
Oh, no, hell no.
She's having such a good time. I'm like, I don't want to fucking drink anymore.
She just needs something to fucking make you look better looking.
It's probably true. It's probably true. It's probably true.
Yeah. All right. Let's pivot real quick.
Pivot.
Did you watch the Tucker Carlson and Frank Underwood?
Frank Underwood.
If you really know.
Yeah.
It's really
House of Cards?
Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
House of Cards though. Did you watch the whole thing or did you watch the highlights?
I believe I watched the whole thing.
It's like only 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you watch it, Andrew?
Yeah.
All right. So
Clearly
what?
in character, and he's a spoof. There's
Okay.
nothing serious about that.
Okay. All right. Definitely that. But I mean, it's crazy how he looks at the camera because he did that. Did you watch
Correct.
House of Cards?
Of course. Well, some of it.
Okay,
I
I
wasn't
watched
a
a
big
lot of it. It
fan,
was
yeah.
great. Oh man,
Yeah.
he's a great actor. And he talks about how everything is kind of how he's like, what's real, what's not. And he's like, well, I think it's a bit of both. And like, dude, that's fucking what we're living in right now, right?
Yeah.
And he was talking about. He seemed like he's at least his character. He's a conservative, right? Kind of like he seemed like mom, or because he's. That's the stuff he's saying seems like it's conservative,
He
right?
did say.
Listen. But then he talked about how I don't know how I can't even recognize my old
my
party.
party,
So
right.
his party's really would be Democrat Party, right? I guess.
I didn't know how to
Yes?
take that.
Right? Would you say? But he sounded like a conservative. When he, right?
That's why I thought maybe
Okay,
because
now
I'm talking
all right.
about the Republican
Now
Party.
he just got acquitted of all those charges, right?
A lot of charges.
Now, did you see this again? I don't know if it's real. Did you see this? Where like 4 of his accusers are dead. Is that true?
Yeah.
If that's true, what the fuck? Number one.
So I didn't see that, but he had charges in the U.S., charges in Europe, right? There was charges.
Whatever. He beat all his charges.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he even brought that up.
Yeah.
No, excuse me. I don't know if he brought that. I don't know if he brought-
He's so drunk
Yeah.
you're vomiting.
I don't know if he brought that. I don't know if he was talking about his real life charges or the charges in the show.
Yeah.
You know, it's a double entendre. there,
Okay,
right?
but why on Tucker? Why would Tucker do that?
That's what I mean.
I don't get
okay,
it.
no. All right, listen. And this dude is a fucking pedophile, right? Considered, right? Because he's messing with little kids. They were young at the time, or whatever. Or he's whatever, just molesting dudes. Whatever it is, he's obviously.
It seems very suspect because there's so many.
There's obviously a lot of
stories,
controversy
but
around
never
him, right?
charged. I mean, never convicted.
Yeah, a lot of controversy around him. I think someone settled with him, so just probably a payout somewhere along the
I
line.
don't think so. I looked it up. I didn't see any.
Really? Okay, so maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, there's definitely controversy around it, right? And then he's probably like, isn't there controversy? He's on Epstein Island and all that shit. He's like one of those type of guys. Why would Tucker give him that platform?
That's
and
what
do
I-
this?
that's-
Is this just to launch? Okay, listen.
that is the
It's just
mystery.
as the money grab. Like I'll let maybe they're going to come out with a new House of Cards on X. You know that instead of being on Netflix. Oh, did you see too how the beginning of Netflix That's him. That's Frank Underwood. That was in his character. He was like that. So they kept that in their thing. So did you see how Netflix tried getting rid of me?
Yeah.
He's like, but they kept my
Boom.
boom.
Yeah.
They kept that in there. And you think they're gonna try to run House of Cards new season on X?
I don't know. It was. It
Dude, it was great.
one of-
He's like, but I really left to do blow and drink whiskey and you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I
He
mean?
looked at the camera
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
said
Well,
it. He
that's
was
what that's
playing to
playing
the
his
camera.
character.
Yeah.
But that's what he did in House of Cards.
Yeah. Just so odd that it was on Tucker. I don't get.
Yeah, I
that
don't
part
understand
of
that
it.
at all.
He could have done that plug anywhere. Obviously, he was playing a character. Obviously, none of it was.
But I mean, it was,
sincere.
dude, it was
But how
very.
does that benefit Tucker to be on his show? I don't get it. What's the benefit?
Advertisement, maybe they paid him. I don't know.
I don't know.
Or, yeah, just, honestly,
he's a very serious
think
guy.
How many,
Tucker doesn't really.
how many people are talking about it like we are right now?
True. That
You
is
know?
true. That is true.
Or how about this? Maybe he never molested any of those people, and they tried setting him up because maybe he didn't follow.
Listen,
their
if
suit.
it was like one case because everybody's money hungry, I'd be like, okay, maybe there's no merit to that.
Yeah. And they're dead.
And he
Are
was-
they really
and he was-
dead?
And he was never, well, not the one guy, the one main guy, the one that was 14 years old when
No, I
he
know.
was
Yeah,
26.
Yeah. I know.
He was
I know.
a fellow
Yeah.
actor, but didn't bring up charges
I know,
until
but I'm
like
talking about this,
20,
but the
30 years later.
Didn't the 4 accusers die or no? Andrew, is that
was
true?
that was in Europe. They died? That was overseas.
No, I just seen. Again, I don't know if it's true.
Pull
because
that up.
It was on.
But there was, multiple accusers, and for the longest time, he wouldn't come out and admit he was gay. But I think he finally came out, right, and admitted, I believe, that he's
Did he say he was
openly gay? But it was only in like 2019. It was recent.
And
Yeah.
does he have kids and everything?
I'm not sure.
I said one.
3 of Kevin Spacey's accusers died in 2019.
In the span of 1 year, 3 of Kevin Spacey's accusers all died.
Can you read that?
No, yeah, I can. Ari Ben, a former Norwegian royal who accused actor Kevin
Suicide.
Spacey of sexual assault in 2007, died of suicide, age 47. Just hours after Spacey shared a bizarre video on social media. In 2007, Ben accused Spacey, 64, of groping him under the table at a Nobel Peace Prize concert in Oslo a decade earlier. Wow.
Huh.
Ben, that's the guy. There's only one guy. There's only one guy they're saying. That guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Two other Spacey accusers died. John Doe, another Spacey accuser, an anonymous massage therapist, died in September 2019, just 1 month before his lawsuit against the actor was set to go to trial. The alleged victim, known only as John Doe, filed a lawsuit against Spacey in Los Angeles Superior Court in September 2018.
Yeah, but how did he die? Suicide seems suspect. If he died of cancer, obviously not so suspect, right?
Well,
it doesn't say how he died, this one.
He claimed he jumped back in shock and died to come inside. I don't know, does it say? Can you move that down a little bit? It don't say, does it? Client recently
Died of being
passed.
struck by a car. So one died of being struck by a car.
Oh, well, that is a little.
I mean, possibly suspect, right?
Yeah, she being cyberstalking.
But what are we're saying suspect, like Kevin Spacey's hiring people out to take out his victims? Is that what we're not suggesting, but is that what we're alluding to?
Frank Underwood, maybe. He has.
Listen, he's been in some
See how he talked about.
great
He's
movies.
like, sometimes you need someone to make the power move and push the journalist, because in the show he pushed the journalist in front of a train, and killed him.
Yeah.
That's.
I watched it.
It had to be a
confused
play.
the whole
Confused
time.
me.
I was so confused.
Yes.
Because I
Agreed.
don't get it. Obviously, he's surrounded in controversy, so is that a good... Whether he did it or not, obviously that's important, but he was acquitted, right? On both, I believe, the one here with the fellow actor.
If the glove don't fit...
You know his original statement, which he said he was pressured by his publicist to say, was, I'm horribly sorry if I did this act. I must have been really drunk. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing.
What?
And then he recanted and said, look, my fucking publicist made me say that. I never did it. I don't remember any of this.
Wow, that's
and
a fucking dummy to listen to your publicist.
Well, yeah, 100%. But you know what got him acquitted? The main thing that got him acquitted was the floor plan of the house, the layout of the studio apartment. Because this that went all the way back to like the early 90s, I think, that case. And the accuser, the victim, said he cornered me in a bedroom. And they brought up the floor layout of his studio apartment. They had it's all one floor. And that's what essentially...
What do you mean? He's so corny. On one floor, there's 4
in
corners.
a separate bedroom. He's saying he took me into a separate bedroom.
It was just open floor.
It's open floor.
Yeah,
it was all open.
I got you.
So that's essentially how he was acquitted of that one.
Wow.
And then he faced charges against 4 other accusers, I believe in England, maybe overseas somewhere, and also was acquitted of those.
I wonder. It just was weird. I didn't get how it all tied in, unless it's all just for the show and the show's gonna be on X or something.
I don't. It just was really, really, really peculiar. And does it help Tucker's reputation to have done that?
He's an entertainment, right?
But I feel like yes, and clearly he's hardcore conservative, if you want to call him right wing, whatever you want to call him. So clearly that's his point of view in a lot of his stories. But this isn't even a story. This is like a spoof. You know what I mean? It's almost like they're doing comedy.
Yes, but it's so aligned with what's going on now. Like he could almost, you know what I mean? He could. It's he was like, I really like Vivek drained the Swami.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Nikki Haley learned some stuff from me.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's a play on everything right now.
I guess so. I mean, there's got to be some benefit there that we're not getting.
What for Tucker? You're
For
saying?
Tucker, yeah. Because I walked
walked
away from that like, oh God, Tucker, you went to a whole new
sellout. You're saying
you went to a whole new low here. You know what I mean?
You're saying like he's a sellout.
It seems a little lowbrow, And I didn't know how to take it. I'm watching it at first, like, holy shit, this guy's really gonna run for president. And then I was like, oh, this is a fucking clear.
Yeah.
When as soon as he looked at the camera, I'm like, oh, this is clearly a spoof.
But I'm saying, like, Tucker's just so smart that I think there's got to be something else.
Yeah,
right. It seems like a smart guy.
Well, but Tucker must also very much believe in his innocence, right? Because Tucker would never have a guy on that he believed was molesting.
I mean, hey, you've been deemed by the court. I mean, you have to take that
right.
It is, right? I guess.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he went through the motions. Now, I said there's no civil suit against him, none that I saw, with the exception of the producer from House of Cards is suing him for like $31 million. Why? Because the show was canceled, and I guess that probably took away from future monies he would have made, right?
Wait.
Not Netflix. The producer of House of Cards is suing Kevin Spacey for $31 million. And I don't think that case has been settled yet. So there is a civil suit, but not for SA.
Yeah. I wonder. And you know what's funny? If you noticed,
Yes.
when Tucker introduced him, he never mentioned his name as either Tucker or as either Kevin Spacey or Frank Underwood, because probably the character Frank Underwood is owned by Netflix.
Yep, that's true. I didn't think of that. Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. You do all the thinking for us.
But again, what do you take away from that? What would you say? I guess you already said it. You believe it's a payday for.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. It's just
It's payday.
And it creates a buzz, right? It creates a buzz. We're talking about it. Everybody's probably a little.
It's not his normal buzz. Why is he interested in that now? It's not normally his buzz.
I don't want to. Let's not say that. He literally had on the guy that said he blew fucking Obama.
Right, but that's not out of his realm.
The guy's a fucking crackhead. Don't even have his teeth. That's kind of in the same realm, bro. You know what I mean? Right?
I mean, listen. We've sat in this room before, and things have come out like. COVID. Probably the first 2 weeks we were like, oh shit, this could be bad. We should wear our mask and shit. And then after 14 days, we're like, this is clearly fucking bullshit. So, like we're not experts on everything. There's things that we thought maybe could have been that weren't.
So what do you mean? What are you implying? Saying maybe there's something else going on that we're not seeing?
Yeah.
With this? Yeah, for sure. There could be. You think like that Tucker's switching the sides or something? I don't know.
I'm just saying there might be something more here that we're not seeing right now.
I mean, I don't know. Is there really like that's what it is? All this is a facade, right?
Everything.
The
more,
yeah,
dude,
right?
I'm telling you, the something has to crack. How about the Mandela effect? Weren't we just talking about something upstairs that was a Mandela effect?
Yeah, well, you sent me something too a while ago about the Fruit of the Loom things, where they said they had the what do they call that?
She found a shirt.
The what?
Yeah.
The cornucopia.
Cornucopia. Yeah. Dude, I 100% remember that.
A woman found a shirt with a...
I remember that. I had those cornucopias.
And how about the Sinbad movie?
Yeah.
Right?
Shazam.
Shazam.
Yeah.
Supposedly doesn't exist. People have found the old VHS tape. It actually exists. They were playing clips of the movie. So it exists.
So then what? You think you're just fucking with us?
Didn't I send you that?
Yeah,
sent
I
you
know.
that.
Not the Shazam one.
There was a guy that was
You
like,
sent
"Look,
me that.
I actually have a VHS copy of it," and they
Yeah, but
played
you
a
don't
couple-
know. I don't even know.
Yeah,
it could
I
be
mean,
fucking made.
Again, yeah,
AI could have made it.
Could
You know.
be, yeah.
That's
could
what
be.
I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
where you're this whole.
But
AI.
then why would we all
Oh my
have the
God,
memory?
I heard
of
a
it?
thing about AI, and I'm gonna not even try to talk about it too much because I don't really remember any of the facts and stuff like that. But
Those are important.
AI, like these guys, the guy that made the social dilemma, him and his partner, they created an organization. It's kind of like ethical technology or ethical AI or something like that, and they're just talking about how like, yo, this is dangerous, and they're from ChatGPT to where it's at now. They're like Generation 5 is gonna be fucking crazy. It's gonna, and then it's gonna be teaching itself, and it's pretty much exponential at that point.
Yeah. Well, listen, Elon Musk, who's love him or hate him, the guy's brilliant, right? He says that is in our future. That's the thing we should be most concerned about.
Well, that's what this guy was saying. Like, we all need, like, everybody needs to get on board on this and kind of approach it all the same way and be careful. And he said 3 countries right now. There's 3 countries that make the next chip for AI, like the highest developing chip for AI. Which 3 countries would you say?
China?
No,
No?
I thought that too.
The United States has got to be one.
Yeah.
Soviet Union?
No.
I don't know.
One you would think. Any guesses, Andrew?
South Korea?
Huh?
India.
No. Technology people, bro. Japan
Japan.
and Netherlands.
Oh, Netherlands.
Those 3. So they say pretty much those 3 could really, if they all synced up and said, "Hey, let's not do things the right way," I think they could. But bro, it's crazy what it can do now.
I think I would have guessed Germany, too, because they're pretty up on technology.
Yeah. Well, that's they're saying, and they're talking about like I've seen something like how much money they're investing into the next AI. Like this one was 10 million. Now the one's 10. Now they're putting 10 billion in, right? But they're saying like, say we put in 10 billion for the next level of AI or 100 billion, whatever, and we put all this money into it. They say it's on the internet. It's on an open thing. So China could pay 10 million to steal it instead of by investing 100 million like we are. You know what I mean? So it's like all these properties are probably hard to keep secure. You know.
I feel like we pay for most of everything, right? Don't we? I mean, the UN, don't we put in like how much of the UN, isn't it like 80-90% we contribute to the UN? There are a lot of nations.
The UN is our army, international army, bro. Let's be real, right?
Right, but I'm just saying the US always
because
puts
we
the
fund
bill
it
for everything.
Of course.
12 billion in 2021.
Wow. 1/5 of the funding for the body's collective budget.
Yeah, crazy.
Did you guys follow the story about Sam Altman from OpenAI, ChatGPT?
I've seen some of that. I heard a little bit of rumblings about it.
Yeah, like apparently there's a story that the new ChatGPT, like that they're working on right now, like the next iteration of it, is at the point where like of no return, where it's gotten so smart and it happened like so quickly that they didn't expect it.
Right.
So apparently,
It's like self-learning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, it read at this point. The newest ChatGPT has read the whole internet, everything, anything on the internet, it knows.
Because like the common one's 3.5, and I think it's up to like 2 years ago it knows everything.
Yeah.
3 years ago, but now there's like 4, which is more current, and the next one will, apparently be like up to date always.
Right.
But Microsoft and I think Google and Elon Musk, there's all these people that are involved with it.
Llama, like everyone's coming out with their own AI right now.
Right. But OpenAI, there's like Microsoft's a huge backer of it, and the board at OpenAI pushed Sam Altman out after like apparently he had come to them with this discovery. So I don't know like why exactly they did that, but Microsoft
Sam Altman is the originator of it.
He's like the founder
Of
CEO.
OpenAI, though.
OpenAI.
Does that mean that means open for everybody?
One of the companies called OpenAI.
I know, but is that on the open? Because there's the way these guys are explaining it. There's some AI they're making that are private. Then there's some people, I don't know if maybe Microsoft or somebody, he said, is making AI that's anybody could use.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, like apparently, like a bunch of employees at OpenAI were like threatening to quit, like a huge chunk of the workforce because they pushed him out, and Microsoft's CEO jumped in and said, "You guys aren't gonna get rid of this guy." So they actually like removed a bunch of the board members and got new board members
And then brought
him back.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's got such a big following there.
Wow.
Like everyone believes in his vision.
Yeah, I did actually did see.
You know, it's wild technology, and it's one of those things where it's like, do we not progress to what it's becoming? Do we stop it, or do we let it go? Because at some point, like, you know, there's always going to be like downsides to it, but there's always going to be upsides to it. It's just like, can we control it once it gets to that point?
Well, what they say, you know, I keep, I've listened to this podcast, that's why. But like Rogan's like, well, you know, AI will have all this learning ability without our emotions, without our jealousy, without this, without this. And like, why can't AI get jealousy and this and that? Why wouldn't it? Right? If it wants to get humanized, maybe could it be? If AI can get mad at you, if AI can get mad at us,
can you write a code to give something empathy? I don't think so. Right,
but it's not right. I mean, I don't know.
But like, there's a way, like when you
could
like,
fake empathy, but you couldn't be real
I
empathy.
use OpenAI for some side business stuff I'm doing now. And you give it a prompt, like telling it what you want it to do. You give it parameters. So like, you could program it to say, you know, if a customer responds like, say like, oh, sorry, I didn't get back to you, like my husband died, it knows to like be empathetic to them, and it knows how to,
but it's programmed empathy. It's not actual empathy.
So what though? Think about it. It does it over 8 million different ways through this, through the.
And after doing it,
its decision making could never be based on emotion, empathy.
I don't know about that.
But it comes to a point where like it reads all these like queries
markers,
and it constantly is seeing like what people are doing with it.
So it could make decisions based on trends then.
Yeah, almost. It could probably make decisions based on the tension in your voice.
It's like if you go on Google and search something, and like a million other people have searched it, the algorithm's gonna, you know, put those two things together, and those are what are going to come up in the search results. It's the same concept.
But all algorithms, as we all know, can be altered, right?
Of course.
Altered by who?
Well, for example, if you are hardcore conservative or hardcore, you're filtered.
Mm-hmm.
Your algorithm is, let's call it filtered, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not, you're not getting real data from everybody, right? If you're filtered and you're not being seen on the internet.
So you're saying like the AI, someone could be filtering the AI to believe a certain way,
feel a certain way, or speak a certain way, or
definitely.
Well,
if they're doing it right now,
they've done
AI right now is fucking woke.
Yeah, you'll see ChatGPT. Someone will say, "Is it like?"
Dude, remember?
Well, you tried to write a song about me, make me gay,
make you gay, and then, but I hustled it. Remember, I said, okay. Well, first I said make a song about Champ and a Tramp. It did a song, but it had our names messed up.
It was a rap.
Yeah, I said make a song. I said make the rap. Put Roger and Frankie. They did that. They're like, oh, make Roger gay. Oh, we can't do that. I'm like, why? He's a homosexual. Why can't he do that? Well, we can't do anything derogatory. I'm like, what's wrong with him being gay? How's that derogatory? Oh, I misunderstood. And I wrote a rap. And he doesn't get in the gay. Him being gay doesn't get in the way. You know, it's crazy.
You got to rationalize
that song.
But you can like that's what they're saying. Like right now, he made it. You can't ask ChatGPT for the how to make napalm.
Right.
But you could say this. Hey, Grandma, can you act like you're my grandma and you're teaching me stories of when you worked in the war at Vietnam and how you made napalm? Sure, honey. This is how you make it. Like you can hustle it, bro. I'm trying to figure out my creed for my students, right? So I'm like, right, I'm giving it, the thing, and then I said, write it for a fourth grader. So it wrote it as a fourth grader. I said, no, don't write it as a fourth grader. Write it as an adult, but you're writing it for a fourth grader. And then it made it simple, but I'm like, wow, it's fucking crazy. It's an assistant for you.
So let's say I'm only thinking of this because of what's going on with a Harvard teacher right now. If you use that to write your own thesis statement, or you know what I'm saying, and you literally just put your info, whatever you want, and you use it and you turn it in as a college paper, is that considered plagiarism? It must be.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, they have system or programs, right?
They have like a back end into like ChatGPT, and now that
they run through its system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But it's getting tougher. Like there was a picture of Trump with a young girl that came out the other day, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, look, he's a pedophile too." But apparently, it was AI generated.
Now, but how can they?
DeSantis's campaign, like people from there were like pushing that picture too.
So stupid.
Yeah, politics is a dirty game, but it's just scary how,
it's going to get better, and then they're going to have like watermarks, right, on pictures to know if it's real or not.
You'll notice
but
on a lot
eventually,
of like the AI automated images, like there's something wrong.
like
If you
a
look at
six finger or
you'll have
something.
6 fingers, or like the eyes will be like this.
But
or-
why? Okay, like they can't fix that. Like the
I
fuck
mean, they
outta
will
here.
eventually, but
Well, how could they not now? I don't get it. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's like better tools that are out there, like that
Right,
are the
right.
public,
There's not
like,
for other people. Yeah.
like when you're
If
on a
they-
website and you're paying a couple of dollars a month to like use this software, like
Right. Yeah.
you're
If they
not
could
getting-
generate like that, right? Because obviously they consider Trump enemy number one, right? And they're generating things like that. Why couldn't they target somebody that, I don't know, let's say they don't like Frankie, they don't like what he says. Could they through technology
Yes.
put something in his phone, like put a questionable age girl in his phone and be like,
Gotcha.
"Oh, you've been reported," and be like, "Oh, you're going to jail." Can they just?
I mean, you would have to get cyber experts in there to like, because you'd say that I didn't.
but it's
put
going to
that
be
there.
their cyber experts,
Of course,
unless
so-
Frankie's got the money to pay for it. But most
I
people
mean,
wouldn't, you know.
Don't piss off anybody powerful,
yeah.
but yeah, of course it can be done.
I'm sure. I don't.
Has it happened? Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
What is Julian Assange actually in prison for? What's
we
his
talked
actual?
about. Didn't we just talk about this?
Yes,
Reese?
was the,
yes. But
uh,
what's his actual charge?
Like espionage.
Espionage
right,
Act,
yeah.
right? It's the Espionage
Well,
Act.
he leaked all the
The
WikiLeaks
WikiLeaks,
stuff,
yeah.
and obviously at that
Which I don't
point-
get that. I don't get that. How that's not our. It's just.
Yeah.
What?
Infor-
You
Right,
made
information.
yourself
How-
public enemy
yeah.
number one doing that. Like, you have the whole government and the rest of the world coming after you at that
Yeah.
point. I'm surprised he's still alive.
Yeah.
We probably can't get rid of him like that. Just torturing him. He's locked up though, right?
Yeah. Overseas. Where
Well, he was in the embassy, the Ecuadorian embassy in London. I think he's back here now, though. Didn't they bring him back?
He's gotta be locked up.
No. I think he's still over because didn't Tucker just go interview him? The interview is not out yet, but the preview of him in a van going to the prison. Is it Austria?
So he's in
No, he's still in London.
Oh, London.
He's really Australian.
Yeah.
So he's not even American. Is he American though?
No.
Oh, he was never American.
Citizenship. Australia.
Oh well, then I don't really care that much. I'm joking.
We still have the Marine in the Russian prison. We got back the basketball player. What's her name?
Who plays with no shirt on?
But he's who? But is that CGI? Who
I know,
knows?
I
Who
know.
fucking knows? That's why I say people get so pissed off at us. Like if we don't pick a side, like you guys are idiots. You know, it's obviously mostly about the Israeli-Palestine conflict, but you guys are so stupid on both sides. Both sides say you're so fucking stupid. It's so clear what's going on. All we ever say is, how do you know what you can
'Cause
believe?
people want to believe what they want to believe. A
Right.
lot of people, you know.
Right.
And if you look for something hard enough, you're gonna find it.
Yeah, if you
At
have
this day
skin
and
in the
age.
game, right? If you got skin in the game, if
Yeah.
you're have relatives there or something to that effect, then yeah, of course you're gonna see it through
Even
a,
people
through
that
a,
watch
through
the
a
news that like
prism.
that could be like-minded to you. Like if all they do is watch Fox News all day, they don't believe that Fox would ever lie to them.
Right.
The same way the other side
Right.
doesn't think
Yeah.
their side would lie to them. Like it's all controlled opposition.
Absolutely.
Like how many
I don't
companies
believe
control
anything.
all the media?
Absolutely.
In the country?
Just to be clear,
The
I
world.
absolutely believe
Yeah.
my side would lie straight to my face.
100%.
100%. You know, there is, and again, I don't even like calling it my side. Just, rhinos, I guess, or whatever you want to call it.
How about this dude? I told you. Did you look up any of his stuff?
I did a little bit. Yeah,
Guy
I
that-
hate
that-
I hate the guy. I hate the word hate. First of all, can't stand the word hate, but I think I hate this guy.
I don't even know. If
He's
that
a fucking
much.
douchebag, bro. But I think the best thing people could do, which would be very hard, especially for guys like you and me, is just fucking ignore him. He wants a reaction. The best thing you could do is ignore that guy.
I want to sucker punch his bodyguard.
Yeah, his bodyguard's a piece of shit. Did you see him punch that one kid?
The bodyguard did?
Do you remember the video you sent to me a while ago? Like, oh my God, this guy just rocked this dude. No
Yeah,
wonder the guys.
yeah.
That's his bodyguard that rocked that little white kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Why did he hit that white guy?
I just saw the clip, but I saw it today. That was his bodyguard. He was another YouTuber. The kid that got punched was another YouTuber, and I guess they were having an argument over YouTube content, whatever.
That dude's gonna catch the wrong guy though one day.
Somebody's gonna beat the fuck out of his
guy
bodyguard.
Some guy tried already. I said I seen one of the older, big old drunk guy.
That's the brother of the dad. This guy's walking down the kid. What's his name?
Doherty.
Yeah,
something. Jake.
I don't know.
Jack Doherty, right?
I mean, where's his parents in his life? But listen, I'm a capitalist. I believe in capitalism, whatever. And obviously, he's rich, and I'm happy for him. I'm not mad that he's rich. But the way he got rich is being.
Is he rich? I don't even know. Honestly, the first I heard of him.
$3 or $4 million. His net worth is, and he's a young kid. So that's rich in comparison to most people, right? But that
Jack
clip,
Doherty, yeah.
That clip you're talking about. He's walking it looks like he's walking down like a pier.
Yeah, right.
And he's cussing.
Not really though.
Well, he did say
effing.
And the dad says, not
hey,
like
hey,
a dick.
Yeah,
I got kids around, there's kids around, there's kids around. Dad wasn't really, at first, wasn't being really a dick. And the guy's like, you're, and then he says, and this guy with the sweatshirt talking about the bouncer who had clearly had fuck written across his sweatshirt. He said, and this guy with the sweatshirt, I got little kids here. And the kid goes, and I don't know how I would have taken this. I guess what he meant by it was your kids are so young they can't read anyway. But they were definitely like of questionable reading ability because they looked like they were, right on the border, right? They were young. But like, your kids can't read anyway, he says. And then there was the uncle, it was the dad's brother.
Oh, that's what it was?
Yeah, that
ran up
chest
on him.
bumped.
But
I did see a video of this kid. I'd never heard of this kid before in my life. I watched a couple videos. He does walk through a mall and he's like shoulder bumping people, shoulder checking people.
With the bodyguard. With
the bodyguard, but doesn't that give you someone shoulder checks you, right? Like he's looking for a reaction, right? Most of the time, he's trying to incite you with words and whatever, and you'd have to try really hard to take the high road, and not fucking murder this kid, right? But you could do it. Like if you saw what he's doing, he's got a camera crew there. I'd be like, I'm not giving this guy the time of day. I'm not giving him any shine. But he's in the mall. If this kid shoulder checked me in the mall, that's a different story. Now you made physical contact with me. Don't I have the right to make physical contact with you?
Yeah, I would say so.
I would say so, right? You shoulder check me. I'm definitely.
Funny, his bodyguard gets like in the way. Like,
he steps right
I wouldn't even wait. I would not hesitate.
Double leg that dude?
No, I would fucking rock him in his mouth so fast, bro.
Yeah. He's a big motherfucker.
Well, I'd be ready to double leg him after.
Yeah. He is a big boy, but listen, big boys go down too, so.
I mean, he wouldn't expect it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, this guy, honestly, if I was that guy in that situation, I wouldn't have said a word. I would never had any issue with him.
Yeah.
Because he would have been yelling. I
don't think so. I know you pretty well, Frankie.
No, hell no. If that kid was like just a kid out, it was like, oh, what? And he didn't curse. He really didn't curse. Hey, watch your mouth. I didn't curse.
The clip we saw.
At least from that point. I wouldn't have said nothing.
There's always more video.
I wouldn't have said nothing.
Really?
In that clip, at least.
I'll give you an example. It was the only time my daughter got upset at me, and it kind of bothered me a little bit. Excuse me. And I think I maybe talked about it on the show. I don't know, but I took my kids to Chick-fil-A one night in Brick. We got a booth, and we're sitting there, and there's a bunch of, they weren't kids. They were, I'm guessing at their age, early 20s, maybe 18 to 23, somewhere in there. Full sleeves, fully sleeves, so they're not like high school kids. Or I guess, can high school kids get tattooed? Yeah, I guess they can. Yeah. There's 4 of them, right? And there's one mouthy kid, one talking. The other guys are all quiet. They're sitting right behind me. My back's here. They're right here. And the place was pretty packed, so it was like the only place we could sit, right? Because, Chick-fil-A is always packed. And this kid is just dropping the F-bomb every 2 seconds. And then he starts dropping the N-word. And he's like a white kid, right? He's dropping the N-word, calling his boys, And my kids are just sitting there eating their meal. They're not really paying attention. And I feel myself. I feel like the heat rising up. You know what I mean? I feel it. And I'm like, my mother or father would smack me across the face if there was kids sitting next to me and I'm dropping the F-bomb left and right. And he keeps doing it. And he's like being obnoxiously loud. I see people at other tables looking at him, right? So I'm just sitting there. And I didn't say shit. I'm biting my tongue as hard as I can. And finally, I just couldn't take it anymore, man. I just lean back and I look at the kid and I go, yo, watch your mouth, right? He looks at me, he goes, yo, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to my boys. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to my boys. I said, I'm fucking talking. I didn't say fucking because my kids are there. And that's when I said, I'm talking to you, right? And he's like, I don't care. I'm talking to my boys. I talk how I want to talk. And he's a white kid. I talk how I want to talk, you know? So I'm like, listen, I'm not going to tell you again. Watch your mouth when my kids are sitting here, right? So his boys are staring at their feet. He's the only one. He's looking at me a little bit, you know, but he's kind of like, you know, doing his thing. He's like, he's eating a French fry. He's like, I'm going to talk how I want to talk, or whatever. So I'm not going to tell you again, bro. Don't talk like that anymore in front of my kids. And then I feel my leg getting kicked under the table. I look at Melanie. She's got a tear coming down. She's embarrassed, right? So I'm like, I'm sorry, babe. It'll be okay. So I didn't say another word after that because I wouldn't hurt my kids' feelings on You know, we walk out. She's like, "Why, Daddy? Why'd you have to do that? You embarrassed me." I'm a baby. I'm sorry, but like, as a father, there's a point where you got to draw the line, right? Would you have said anything? The F-bomb every 2 seconds,
over and
the
over.
N-word over and over.
Yeah, over and over. I'm like, yo, guys.
Yeah.
Give me. I got kids here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's basically what I said.
Yeah.
I said, bro, watch your mouth.
Yeah. No, for sure, especially the M word. I think my daughter would have been like, "Get him, get him."
No, she was embarrassed. I felt horrible. I really did feel horrible after because I would never intentionally try to embarrass my kid, but you know, and they were young boys, and she's a girl. It was probably my son didn't give a shit. My son probably would have jumped in there with me, but. We're walking out, and Grayson's going, "What, Daddy? What happened? What happened? Why did you talk like that to that guy?" You know what I mean? Like, because he was cursing.
Smack that dude.
I don't know how old he was. I'm not. He could have been although he had full sleeves. So I don't know. I guess you can get full sleeves now when you're 18, right? Get tattooed when you're 18. So maybe, but
full sleeves takes probably a couple years.
Yeah,
right.
I would guess early 20s.
Oh, you could have smacked him.
Yeah, I just felt it welling up, you know. I was talking to my kids at first, like, "Hey, how's your French fries out?" And then I keep doing it, and then I start getting quieter. I'm quieter, and then I start leaning, and I start looking, and then I'm like, I just couldn't fucking take it anymore. I'm like, motherfucker. But nothing happened. No violence happened.
Good for, lucky for the kid.
No, his boys wanted no smoke. His boys didn't even look at me. They just
probably
stared
knew
at
this
the
guy
feet.
was a loser.
But he was trying to be the bad boy, the tough guy, you know. So what's your take on this Jack Doherty dude? Would you give him a reaction?
I mean, it depends. Depends on the situation. But no, for the most part, I'd try to avoid him.
I think, like, now I know who he is. If I saw him doing this, I wouldn't give him the camera
time.
time.
Him out.
Really?
Just crack him before his fucking bodyguard gets in the way. You know what I mean?
How old is he?
20. Says he's 20. That's crackable. Right?
Yeah, for sure. But you're going to catch a charge. Is it worth it?
No, you won't, because all the videos out in the fucking world show him antagonizing people. I'll probably get a pat on the back for that one.
I don't know about that. Not in the world we live in today.
No, I think so. I think not.
Although I know there's a civil suit. But criminally, I don't think Mike Tyson got charged criminally. He did get a civil suit against him, which I think is still going on.
For the guy on the plane?
Yeah. Because everybody's like, that motherfucker should have got punched.
Oh, yeah. Civilly, no one's going to... a jury's going to have to...
Right. I don't think...
no one's going to convict him. No one's going to convict him.
Can you look that up?
And there'd be no one... If I'd get Harvey Specter over here, okay? And you know who he is?
Harvey Specter?
Nah, you watch Suits?
TMZ? No.
You watch Suits? Anyway, you just show all his footage of this guy antagonizing people.
Yeah.
And the court would rest. The court would rest. Dude, you're crazy, bro.
I don't know. Was Mike Tyson criminally charged for the incident on the plane? I know the guy filed a civil lawsuit against him. I know that for sure.
Authorities will not file criminal charges against former heavyweight champ Mike Tyson after he was recorded on video punching a fellow first-class passenger aboard a plane.
That was in 2022.
Last month. Yep.
That's great. Some people have common sense then.
It's not common. It's not common. Right?
Yeah. You know, I mean, the reason kids act like that is because they know they can get away with it without repercussions. There should be, some violence.
He says that, I think, something like social media gave, I don't know what his quote was, something like social media gave people a place to talk without, having the threat of getting punched in the mouth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. That quote, I don't know who said it. Was it Jordan Peterson? in order to be a man of peace, you have to be a man capable of violence.
What the fuck? Who's he doing? Stepping on a fucking
I don't
ant?
know. I don't.
Stepping on some ants. So violent.
I agree with you. I talked about Jordan. I'm a fan, and
I'm a fan. He's a
I
good
think
guy.
we need people that are
Articulate,
right, on our side. But he does often bring up sort of, tough guy, bad guy, alpha male stuff, and I don't know.
He cries
how much,
more than you.
I don't know. Yeah.
You know?
True. That is
I
true.
seen something. It said something. I don't know if it's true. Obviously, something about sniffing women's tears that makes you something less aggressive. Something. I was like, dude, that's my source of calm and peace. Sniff Roger's tears.
Hey, listen, I'm in touch with all my sides, buddy. But I mean, don't you feel that's true? The reason I'm talking about this is because that video I sent you today about the guy talking about guns and how anybody feels like that a problem can be solved with a gun doesn't lack civility and civil man.
Yeah, okay, wait. Yeah, I actually did listen to that. Was he for guns or against guns?
Against.
Yeah, what the fuck? Don't send me that shit.
Oh no, I sent it to you because I wanted to.
But
talk
then he
about
kind
it on
of
the
made a
podcast.
flip though. He made like a flip though
he
at
never
the end.
flipped.
I was kind of half watching. He kind of lost me when he started talking bad about guns.
Essentially, he's saying he's a civilized man that is not capable of violence because civility
they're
and
smart.
civilizations
This guy
evolve from civility and not men.
Listen, when shit hits
who
the
would-
fan, that's the guy's house I'm going
And
to.
I would agree with him if we didn't have a government that enforces everything they do with violence. Right? We have a government that literally makes
Violence
you pay,
is the end all of everything.
They make you pay taxes with force, right? They'll come to your door with guns if you don't. So I don't agree with him because our whole system is designed.
But violence is always the end all, even with police, right? Like, I could, obviously, if you break the law, you could, like, if you don't want to listen, you got to fight the police eventually. Like, violence is going to come in play.
Yeah.
Either they're going to arrest you or you fight, how it goes, obviously.
I understand what you're saying, but
You know
I
what I
do
mean?
believe in the system
Violence
of the laws,
is
right?
No, I know, but it's violence. Like, you don't want to deal with the violence from the police. That's why you kind of, because someone's going to have to get violent, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think...
Like, if you resist arrest, you're
point
dealing with
was
violence.
He's a man of civility, and then the word civilization, right? The real man, he's trying to say the real man is the refined, civilized man, not the man who would be willing to do violence. And I think
the man is that can do violence and will do violence,
but chooses
not to. That's the most civil.
That's
man.
why I use Jordan.
He says something like that.
I'm not
right?
even sure that's his quote.
Yeah,
Whoever said
I think
that.
it says something like that. Yeah.
Something to the effect of.
Well, I mean, just like it's like I'd rather be the warrior in the garden than a gardener in a battlefield. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think people that let's say the Tim Kennedys of the world doesn't realize how lucky they are that man chooses peace. You know what I mean? The world's lucky, or at least America is lucky. He chooses.
He's on our side
to be peaceful.
Yeah. Mike Tyson too.
Mike Tyson. A lot of people. I mean, Tim Kennedy's more of a good example of it because not only is he physically tough and could beat you up, I guess, but he could take out a fucking army by himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like the real life Captain America.
Yeah.
Well, Raj.
Good go, pal.
I'm going to go one of the books.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm going to books. Follow
Always a
us on
pleasure.
all your podcast platforms.
Especially Rumble. We're trying to push Rumble.
Spotify
too. We like Spotify.
YouTube, Google Podcasts, Apple.
I feel like YouTube doesn't
Anywhere
like us.
your
but-
podcasts are preferred.
And don't forget to hit subscribe. That helps us out. So much love. Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody. Although this probably won't be out till after New Year's.
Yeah, well, happy 24.
Happy New Year, Franklin.
Happy 24.
Yeah, buddy.
Can't believe it's 24.
I know.